We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is Saturday, January 8th, 6 a.m. Just got off of work, and man, it is cold outside. I was able to make it out today. Yesterday, I wasn't able to, but I did put out an episode for you all. Sammy had brought the car. We basically live right behind where she works. She walks to work. So she was able to get at least my car out. If you didn't listen to yesterday's episode, go check it out. But I had gotten the Cadillac stuck, basically, and barely got it back into the parking space. But she managed to get my car out and move it over to where she works, so I was able to work today. It was a pretty chill day. We're so behind at work because they only had like 4 people there at work yesterday because a bunch of people couldn't get out due to the weather. So, yeah, fun. But, yeah, let's get on with the show. So this is the first time I've actually... Oh, hang on. Sorry about that. I had to plug in my microphone. So this is the first time I've actually truly covered anything to do with Damien Echols or the West Memphis 3. Now, I do like covering true crime. I'm very interested in the occult and the satanic panic, which definitely plays into the West Memphis 3 case. But yeah, this is one thing that will probably either make me lose half my fans or gain half my fans or keep half my fans, because this is one of those subjects where people are literally split down the middle, especially in the truth community. You have a lot of people who think that they're all guilty and they should be locked up and or executed. And then you have people like me who actually... I think they're innocent. I do think Damien Echols kind of had almost like a gothic punk rock attitude, which I ain't gonna lie, when I was his age, I was in a horror punk band, so I could have so seen me do the whole Damien Echols route, especially being a punk, you know. That, and I've actually looked into it. I've went down some rabbit hole and done my own research, and I'm pretty sure I know who the actual guy was who did it. I'm not going to say, because technically he's actually a YouTube content creator. He makes like country music and shit. He wrote a book about it and everything, and watching his music videos that he puts out, like the downvote to the thumbs up ratio is insane. If anyone knows who I'm talking about, you're welcome to put it in the comments. I'm not telling you to, because he is a fellow content creator and I don't want to get a strike for bullying. But you're a grown adult if you're listening, and you can do whatever you want. But so here's some recent news. This is like 2 weeks ago, but I just now heard about it. It kind of slipped under my radar. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, this is just a distraction from something bigger that's going on. hey, if that's the attitude you have, that's fine. You can leave or not listen. But I do this channel because I report on stuff that I find fascinating, and I've always been interested in the West Memphis Three. Um, if you don't know who the West Memphis Three are, there's actually an excellent documentary called Paradise Lost. And then there's another one I think called West of Memphis. And there's also, like, I listen to a lot of podcasts. One of my favorite podcasts is Last Podcast on the Left. And I'm pretty sure they did like a 2 or 3 part series on the West Memphis Three. But yeah, check them out, and they go deep, man. Most of their episodes are like 2 or 3 parters. Some of them are 4 and 5 parts because that's how deep they go into the subject matter that is at hand. But yeah, this is some new news on the West Memphis Three. So West Memphis Three granted access to evidence. Will seek new DNA testing. An attorney for one of 3 men convicted in one of the most high-profile murder cases in recent Arkansas history said he was granted access to evidence needed for new DNA testing as part of decades-long efforts to exonerate the West Memphis Three. Patrick Benka, a Little Rock-based attorney, my dad was born and raised in Little Rock, well, one of the towns, for Damien Eccles, who was convicted in 1994 for the brutal murders of 3 8-year-old boys, said he combed through catalogs of evidence at the West Memphis Police Department Tuesday, locating several pieces of evidence from the crime that will be sent to an out-of-state lab for more forensic testing. Everyone was very cooperative, Benka told the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette Tuesday evening after reviewing the evidence. There was not anyone in there, the West Memphis Police Department, who I felt did not want to find justice and find out who is really responsible. So they're sending out new evidence, I guess, for DNA testing. It sounds like that's pretty fucking dope, man. Known as the West Memphis Three, Eccles, Jason Baldwin, and Jesse Miskelly spent 3 years in prison for the killings of 3 boys whose bodies were found May 6, 1993, in a drainage ditch near West Memphis. The victims, Christopher Byers, Stevie Branch, and Michael Moore, were found naked and hogtied with shoelaces. Investigators thought the murders were connected to a satanic ritual. Since their convictions, the West Memphis Three maintained their innocence. They spent nearly 20 years in prison until August 2011, when prosecutors allowed the men to walk free as part of a bargain known as an Alford plea, which permitted Eccles, Baldwin, and Miskelly to maintain their innocence yet plead guilty in exchange for 18-year sentences and credit for time served. No DNA evidence ever linked them to the crime. So there you go. They're actually using DNA evidence now. Well, it says no DNA evidence ever linked them to the crime, but it sounds like they're going to do some testing. So somebody's going to be shaking in their boots, whether it be the West Memphis Three, if you guys believe they're guilty, or someone else. Since then, more advanced testing technologies have emerged, causing attorneys to seek access to evidence for further examination in hopes the men can be exonerated and the true perpetrator found. I'm going to actually have to, I used to be subscribed on my old channel to Damien Eccles, so now that I'm on this new channel, I'm going to have to subscribe to him on YouTube and see what he has to say about it, because he's actually a content creator. He still does magic and stuff, so he does, like, most of his videos are based off of, like, him teaching how to do magic or alchemy or reviewing and going over grimoires, stuff like that. He's also big into Buddhism, which is cool. So, yeah, check him out. I'm pretty sure it's just Damien Eccles, but I could be wrong. Eccles' attorneys began requesting access to the evidence more than a year ago, only to learn of rumors that it might have been lost or destroyed by fire. West Memphis police officials did not return calls from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette Tuesday. News of the resignation of West Memphis Police Chief Michael D. Pope emerged on social media Tuesday around the time of Binka's visit to the West Memphis Police Department. With speculation, Pope's departure was tied to the West Memphis 3 case and the ongoing back and forth over the evidence. So it sounds like that dude was causing it to be not to go out. In his December 7th resignation letter, Pope said he has, quote, other endeavors and goals that are pointing me in a different direction, unquote. Nick Coulter, communications director for the city of West Memphis, said the city planned to release news of the resignation on December 24th. Coulter said, Pope's, quote, resignation is completely unrelated to the current West Memphis 3 rumor being circulated. Binka said Michael Stevenson, the West Memphis city attorney, helped secure access to the evidence for review, notifying attorneys in recent weeks they could review what remained from the case. Stevenson couldn't be reached Tuesday. Binka said it remains unclear why the West Memphis Police Department, along with other officials, previously communicated that evidence might not exist anymore. Quote, we have not gotten to the bottom of that particular issue as to why they believe some of the evidence was destroyed or lost, Binka said. Ligatures used to hogtie the 3 boys were the crucial pieces of evidence Binka and an investigator who visited the West Memphis Police Department Tuesday hoped to find. More advanced forensic testing may be able to find human tissue or other genetic material within the fabric of the ligatures, possibly resulting in a match that could reveal new suspects. Dun, dun, dun! Quote, I was very excited about finding the ligatures, Binka said. It was something we were not sure we were going to find. I don't think anyone knew those were there. Clothing found nearby the boys' bodies has also been secured for new testing, as well as human hair found at the crime scene, he said. Once documentation needed for the release of the evidence is completed, it will be sent to a private lab for testing, Binka said. It is unclear how long the process will take, he said. So yeah, there you have it. They're going to send off some more evidence for DNA testing. So I definitely will try to keep up with this case. I will keep my ear out. Very intriguing, very interesting. I hope it interests you all. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys think the West Memphis 3 are innocent, if you think they're guilty, let me know what you guys think about this news about it. But we shall continue with the show. All right. So since we're on, honestly, what I say is good news. Like I said, people are 50-50 when it comes to the West Memphis 3. Let's keep the whole good news thing going. And like I said, well, what I was going to say is I've been recently posting, honestly, good news here and there. Mostly good news stuff. And sometimes I think that's what is needed. I know a lot of people say, good news doesn't sell, only bad news does, and I actually agree with that. But it's so dark out there, and it's so crazy in these times. I think good news is needed. And don't get your fingers crossed on this, because we all know how corrupt the courts are. But this is something that I heard about today, and I wanted to report on it. It was this is from January 4th, so it's not super old or nothing. But some good news, a small win, in my opinion, and a small step in the right direction. This is Governor Abbott sues Biden administration over V order for National Guard troops. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton sued President Joe Biden and the nation's top military officials Tuesday on behalf of Governor Greg Abbott, telling a federal court that the Pentagon's V mandate improperly stepped on Abbott's authority over state troops. Quote, "This case seeks protection from the federal government's unconstitutional action to force Texas, through its governor, to submit to federal orders," the lawsuit argued. Abbott issued his lawsuit threat in a letter to the Texas Military Department, reminding officials that, as commander of Texas military units, he issued an October order prohibiting officers from punishing Texas National Guard members who declined to be V'd. Quote, "Although my order has been in effect for months now, President Biden has muddied the waters with a vaccine, oops, I accidentally said it, with a V-word mandate from the U.S. Department of Defense," Abbott said in Tuesday's letter to Major General Tracy Norris, head of the Texas Military Department. Quote, "Unless President Biden federalizes the Texas National Guard in accordance with Title 10 of the U.S. Code, he is not your commander-in-chief under our federal or state constitutions," Abbott wrote. The governor, who has issued executive orders banning V mandates by businesses and governments in Texas, said the federal V rule violated the U.S. Constitution's second militia clause by undermining his power as commander-in-chief of the Texas National Guard. Man, I tell you what, man, Texas and Florida are both looking like the place to go to for freedom. I see Texas, this is just my prediction, I see them seceding from the U.S. Florida, I would say would be the next best place to go, but I do not trust DeSantis. He says a lot. He says a whole bunch of good stuff, but he's signed some weird stuff behind closed doors that I think a lot of people should be paying attention to. High Impact Flicks has actually covered DeSantis before on some weird stuff that he signed, and yeah, you should go check out his channel and stuff. And if you do and you sub to him, tell him who sent you. Tell him I sent you. Maybe he'll give me a shout out, you know. But Abbott told Norris that he will ask a federal judge to block the V mandate. Quote, "I cannot guarantee that the judiciary will grant the relief you deserve, and if President Biden lawfully calls you into the actual service of the United States, then he could order you to receive the V word in his newfound role as your commander-in-chief," Abbott wrote. In August, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin directed members of the United States military, including the National Guard, to be V'd against the beer bug, saying that preventive measure was essential to maintaining the nation's military readiness. Yeah, that way we got a bunch of sick fucking falling down people. Yeah, very, very good idea. Very good idea. I swear, man, Beijing Biden is so deep into China's fucking pockets that we are literally in like a Cold War. We're in World War III and we just don't even realize it. Shots aren't even being fired, you know. I mean, kill the military. You know, that would be the best way to beat the U.S., you know. Austin followed with a late November memo outlining the impact non-compliance would have on non-federalized troops, such as National Guard members, saying that the unV'd soldiers will not be paid using federal defense money, nor will they be allowed to participate in drills, training, or other duties, Austin said. In his letter to Norris, Abbott said the federal rules pose a, quote, career-ending threat to Texas unvied guardsmen. In short, the Biden DOD is threatening to take direct action against guardsmen who do not submit to a V mandate that the state of Texas declines to enforce, Abbott wrote. Last week, however, a federal judge sided with the Defense Department over Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt, a Republican who also challenged the military's V mandate for his National Guard troops. So that's good. That's good. Look at that. Look at that. U.S. District Judge Stephen Friett said the Pentagon did not overstep its... Let's see. Yeah, it just said he sided with him. Okay, yeah, I'm reading that right. U.S. District Judge Stephen Friett said the Pentagon did not overstep its authority because Guard members already are required to receive 9 other V words. Yeah, but this is totally different from the normal V word. This is like mRNA technology, you know. The judge also said the V mandate was justified as a strategy for preserving military readiness. Paxton's lawsuit was not the state's first attempt to overturn federal V rules. Last month, Paxton sued to block a Biden administration rule imposing a V mandate on employees of Medicaid and Medicare providers and suppliers. And on Monday, a separate Paxton lawsuit prompted a federal judge in Lubbock to issue an order blocking a V requirement for staff and volunteers of the federally funded Head Start child education program in Texas. So yeah, don't put your kids in Head Start. Take them out. Take them out. Homeschool, dude. Homeschool. Abbott's tactics drew fire from 2 directions heading into the 2022 election season. His leading Democrat opponent, Beto O'Rourke, criticized the attack on V mandates as part of Abbott's continued lack of leadership in a pandemic that is worsening as the highly contagious moronic variant surges. What a D-bag. Fuck the O'Rourke dude, man. Makes me sad, too, that he's an Irishman. Makes us look bad. Quote, beer bug hospitalizations in Texas have doubled in the past 2 weeks. They've tripled among children. We are sending more kids to the ER than any other state because Abbott refuses to lead, O'Rourke said. State health officials have reported 4.75 million positive cases of the beer bug, and that number is projected to pass 5 million by the end of the week, O'Rourke said. 2 GOP primary opponents, running as the more conservative alternative to Abbott, also attacked the governor's leadership. Quote, lawsuits aren't leadership, Don Huffines said on Twitter. You're the commander-in-chief of the Texas National Guard. You can protect them from V mandates without asking a court. Well, no. I think it's necessary that he bring the court into it. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Alan West tweeted a succinct, lawyers sue, warriors lead. What a D-bag. But yeah, there you have it. Some craziness going on. Let me check my time and I'll see if we're covering more or not. Yeah, I think we're going to honestly just wrap it up there. That puts us almost at the 30-minute mark, and I always try to hit at least the 30-minute mark. That way, gives you a full podcast episode, but not too long to where it bores you to death, because I know a lot of people's attention span is short. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about the whole West Memphis 3 thing going on. Like I said, if they're guilty, if they're innocent, please be respectful to each other in the comment section. If you're listening audio only, because some people do like to listen audio only because it saves your battery. If you're working or cleaning around the house because it kind of goes on sleep mode, You can check us out on Breaker, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Spotify, Anchor. And please do rate and follow and subscribe on those platforms. Please rate because that bumps us up the algorithms. And one good thing is if you do listen to us on an audio format only, where my sponsor is Anchor, I do make like a penny per episode of each listen, so it helps me out. I'm trying to buy some equipment so I can start interviewing other content creators and other podcasts, and hopefully the channel can grow. Any money that I would make off this channel would go directly right back into the channel, so it's not greed. I just would like to start interviewing other people. I'm going to try to interview Pockets of the Future, which would be cool. Hopefully that comes through. But yeah, and if you do want to like actually watch us, put a face to a voice, you can find us on YouTube and YouTube. That's UGE Tube, UGE Tube. And I also do put out silly stuff too. I put out cooking videos, travel videos, ghost hunting videos, because me and my wife have a ghost hunting team called Spectre, where we also do cryptid hunting and stuff like that. But yeah, just check us out. And thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all have a good day. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the flip side.
We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.